All right, let's talk Green Bay Packers here for a little bit. Look, the Packers have made some big moves this offseason. Obviously, the signing of safety Xavier McKinney, the addition of Josh Jacobs being at the top of the list. But I think the reason why these two players signed for the Green Bay Packers, I think it's a great sign for the future of this program. Let's get right into the report detailing why they came to Green Bay, and then we'll talk about it more on the other side. Both of these are from Packer Central. These first comments are from McKinney. He said, quote, obviously it's a competitive league and you need an elite quarterback to be able to even have a chance, said McKinney, who inked a 4-year, $67 million contract. I believe that he, talking about Jordan Love, obviously, is an elite quarterback. Obviously, I played against him and I watched him play, and I think he's really good, and the sky's the limit for him. New running back Josh Jacobs said very similar things. He said, I was telling people when we were scouting, I seen him make some throws a lot of people can't do. Jacobs said, running backwards on one foot and slinging it on a dime. That kind of got me excited when I started thinking about watching film on him and just to see the way he throws the ball effortlessly and the grit he plays with. I'm very excited to play with him. All right, it looks like Packers quarterback Jordan Love is drawing a lot of elite talent to Green Bay. I think that's a great sign for the Packers going forward. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Packers fans in the comment section below, obviously active offseason so far. Some players have left, added some guys as well. Give us your grade of the Packers offseason up to this point. Do you love it? Do you think it's an A plus? Are you kind of waiting for a little bit more, maybe a B minus? Do you absolutely hate it for some reason and give it an F? Whatever it is, grade the Packers offseason up to this point in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on these comments here and how it affects the Packers and, of course, their star quarterback, Jordan Love.
Yeah, Nick, I think these are interesting comments, and I'll take them one by one first, starting with Jacobs. I think the Jacobs one's the most obvious. Obviously, Jacobs going to be, his career is going to be based around Jordan Love and his play calling, his ability to, take command of the huddle, get the ball out in an efficient manner. So him being impressed with him, I think, first of all, Jacobs would have the most reason to kind of hyperbolize and say, hey, I think Jordan Love is a great quarterback. I think we're going to do a lot of things together. I think, he can do a lot of things other people can't. And that makes sense. And I don't think that he is hyperbolizing. I think he does think that Jordan Love is a great quarterback. But when you go to McKinney, a guy that he's played against before, a guy that, is on the opposite side of the football, where Jordan Love, I think, he does affect McKinney's ability to make it further, through the season. You have to have a good quarterback, even if you're a defensive player. The way that McKinney talks about him resonates with me the most because the defensive player of McKinney's status, fourth best safety per PFF last season. McKinney just says he thinks that Jordan Love was a great player. The sky's the limit. He really liked what he saw him, elite quarterback play, something that he said. I think that resonates with me the most because when a guy can come in on the defensive side of the ball and he's not saying, well, I wanted to come because I think we have a great defensive unit. I think the defensive coordinator, the new hire, really resonates with me. I think this is a great team. I think we go pretty far. But the thing he talks about the most is the quarterback. I think that's where you have something a little bit special and a guy like Jordan Love. So reading these two comments, I think they're both very interesting, very important. And I think the defensive side of the ball, I think it means a little bit more coming from a guy like McKinney.
There is something really special when you start seeing elite players on both sides of the ball, like you mentioned, whether it's running back or whether it's defensive back in McKinney's case, that want to come and join a team. We talked about it a few years ago with the Bengals with Joe Burrow when he first started breaking out how many players wanted to come to Cincinnati. And we said, listen, there's energy brewing behind Cincinnati right now. That was after Burrow's rookie year where he just had a few games of promise before he got hurt. And we're like, look, this Bengals team is going to pop to the extreme here because all these veteran players see what Joe Burrow can do, see what he's going to bring to their careers because he's going to do a phenomenal job. And of course, the Bengals have been at the top of the contention, not just in the AFC, but the entire NFL the past number of years. We're seeing a very similar dynamic here with Green Bay. The fact that so many people want to play with Jordan Love. And I love the fact that McKinney said those comments after playing Jordan Love in a bad game for Jordan Love against the New York Giants. Listen to these stats here from Love. 25 of 39 for 218 yards. It's only 5.5 yards per attempt, one touchdown, one interception, passer rating of 77, right? That's below average kind of stuff. And obviously Green Bay lost the game. So after a poor performance or a below average performance from Jordan Love, McKinney left the field like, this dude's legit. And that's the mark of something special. I feel like whenever a player doesn't have their best game, but the opposing side's like, man, we got lucky. That's a sign something special is coming. And look, I saw it firsthand. I'm a Cowboys fan. I watched that playoff game. I was stunned. I'd watched Jordan Love play during the regular season. I said, look, he's getting better and better. But to see how quickly he's on an exponential in terms of how quickly he's getting better and better. He's already making throws at a Mahomes level, at a Josh Allen level. He's got the athleticism. He's got the arm talent. He's got the receiving core and LaFleur and everything coming together. There is energy behind this Packers program. And you can see it just building every day. And look, there's some players that left. Of course, the Aaron Jones leaving to Minnesota. That's got to sting. But the reality is, Jordan Love is becoming one of those guys. I'm going back to the Joe Burrow here for a second. When Burrow was asked what the Bengals title window was, he said, as long as I'm here, we're in a title window. What we're seeing, not just from Jordan Love's performance, but the NFL players that want to play with Jordan Love, is that as long as the Packers have Jordan Love, they're in a title window. That's what we're seeing right here for Green Bay. And as this momentum builds, I think we got to watch the Packers. I think we're seeing a team that's just getting better and better and better and better, and they can rise very quickly to the top of the NFC.
Yeah, Nick, and I really like what you said there. I think this is a Jordan Love led team where he came in and he kind of started. He started and he was decent. I think he did okay. And then, like you said, towards the end of the season, he really started to skyrocket. And people started to say, hey, this guy is really something special. Then in the playoffs, he had a couple of really great games. I think you look at a team like this, and I think the point is of these two players is that great players all around the ball are looking at Green Bay as a place to be, which I would say in the last couple of years, it quite frankly has not. Since Davante Adams left Green Bay, and that was the start of, the Aaron Rodgers up and down turbulence. There was a couple of years there where Rodgers was still there, but there's a lot of pushback from both sides on Green Bay. I think that 4-year stretch really was a stretch of people not wanting to be in Green Bay. It was a lot of iffiness, a lot of, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the future of Green Bay looks like. But after this season, people see Jordan Love and they see a very strong future with the Green Bay Packers. Because at the end of the day, we talk about this all the time. The NFL is a business. You don't want to hitch your wagon to a team that you feel is going in the wrong direction. Financially, that's not going to be the best for you. You want to be on a team that's a contender and who's going to take you the furthest that they can. So I think these teams looking at Jordan Love, they're not exaggerating about this. They see this team going upwards in a good direction, both, business for them and play-wise on the field. So I think this was really great for the Packers, and I think having these two guys be the first dominoes to fall and elite players coming to Green Bay is going to go a long way for the next couple of seasons.